Today we are gonna get better at building in TaleSpire by studying this gorgeous map by Eiven. It's called Chalet Gardens and it's jam-packed with just beautiful details and some very interesting little secrets here and there. So stick with me on this video and I will show you all the things that I have learned from this map. I'll show you how to improve your own TaleSpire maps. Let's start with just the front of this house, which is just absolutely lovely. What Eiven has done here is create something that is extremely efficient. The interior of the actual build it's not large, but it doesn't have to be. It does all the things it needs to do very efficiently, has several locations for interesting scenes or drama, depending on what you want to do. And it doesn't try to be a massive build so that it's hard to navigate. This thing does exactly what it needs to and then get the hell out of there. So I love the efficiency of this matter. It feels larger than it actually is, and I think that's great. So the first thing that I found on this map that was just really brilliant and that made me want to make this video is this use of the new Shogun set's roof tiles. Now, if you've been on the Discord for TaleSpire, you might know that I really want us to see more steeper roof tiles, and we haven't gotten that until now. I think this is brilliant. What Eiven has done here is combine these typical larger tavern roof tiles, but then combined it with the new Shogun pieces. And these pieces, I don't think they are meant as roof tiles at all. I think these were meant as kind of like walls for the Shogun Palace style build. But look, it works. It works brilliantly. All you have to do is just merge these pieces from the Tavern set with these from the Shogun set, and suddenly you immediately have a much more interesting angle and roof silhouette. I think that's excellent, and it makes me so happy to finally see this, because we really need more roof tiles with more variation so that we can build things like this. And I think this is the first step towards that. So yay, good job, Eiven. Thank you for inspiring me on this. I will definitely be trying out this method myself. For those who are new to TaleSpire, you can find both of these under Tavern. And that's where you find these pieces. And then on Shogun Palace, you will find these. We don't have names on these pieces, so yeah, I'll call them slanted walls. I don't know, up to you. But great pieces. They look wonderful usually, and they look great as part of a roof like here. Next thing we're going to have a look at is the windows, and I love these windows. Now, I've seen this method used before, but not to this effect. These windows are just super cool. You probably have guessed it already that these are indeed doors that have been repurposed, but it's the little trick here that Eiven has used that I just love, and that is using the Mega Dungeon. I don't know if these are called crenellations or what they're meant to be, but these pieces that you normally would put on top of a castle, now by combining them with the doors, I'm gonna turn this and just flip them like that, you create something that look more like a window. Unfortunately, we still have this piece on the side here, but you know what? I think the players, when they look at this overall, that they don't really focus on that. I think it's fine. Do I wish we had windows like this without the little handle? Yes. Will we survive? Absolutely. So, as you see here, these are just the Mega Dungeon pieces. With, on the side, you have these, do we call these slanted pieces? Diagonal pieces? And they just kind of create a frame around the window, and then you use more of these on top, and you just have to double them up to fill them out there. And there you have it. Oh, and of course, there's also these pieces that have been brought in here. And what this piece is, I'm going to show you. So all the pieces so far is the door from the ship set. You can find that here. And then you have the mega dungeon pieces. That would be this. No, wait, hold on. This piece right there. And you also have the little slanted pieces. So let's see here. This one right here. And then finally it's this piece. But what really adds some color to this is the use of brick walls from the modern set. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So let's head on over here, go down to Cyberpunk and Sci-Fi, and here's that 1x1 slice. And this is just lovely. I didn't know it blended so well, but it does. Look at that. Super cool. It's just, it looks like older and just really fits the overall build here, so it's not all gray. And I think that's great. So love this little window build here. I'm definitely going to use that myself. And notice the upper area here is just these roof pieces just placed in front of it, and you just bring these pieces up to create that smaller overall window. Let's see if we can fill in the gap there. There you go. And then you just place this. Oh yeah, that's a good point actually. You have to make sure that you're building this on the right part of the grid, otherwise you're running into this problem that I just ran into, which is they are not lining up. So you have to make sure when you're working with these that you are lined up according to the grid in the way that works for the roof tiles. Let's see here. I'm gonna bring it all the way to the front of this roof tile right there, and that's how you recreate that window. I almost love the top windows here more than the bottom ones. I don't know, they're all so great. Anyhow, let's move on. The next little piece is something that I wish we had more of, but Eiven has made it possible very easily. Notice these beautiful arched doors in here. Love that. I really wish we had more arched doors. This large one out here is great. I wish we had smaller arched doors as well. But in the lack of it, what you can do is simply, and let's build this from the ground up. It's just 3 pieces, so it's very easy. First, you go into doors, you find the right door. Let's put that here. Let's get some light on it. Just gonna build it on the ground as well. There you are. And then head on over to Mega Dungeon and look for the archway. And there it is. And then just place it. I'm holding down Control, moving things up and down, and Shift to lock it in the horizontal plane. And middle click my mouse to rotate things as well. And I wonder... Ah, yeah, that's nicer. Wonderful. And notice there's a gap on both sides here, and when that happens, you just head on over to this 1x1 piece, hold down Control, hold down Shift, and when you're holding down Shift, it will merge with other pieces. And by placing that here, it will fill in the gaps, and voila, there you have an arched door. Pretty simple. These arched doors have been used really efficiently down here in an area that I almost missed for the longest time, but there's a cellar here. This wonderful cellar entrance here it's really tucked away, very hidden, and you could totally miss it as you're exploring the map. But if we were to go down here, you'll see he's used these cellar archways on every entrance. In fact, these two are not as wide as the one upstairs. He has actually combined them, which I think looks better overall. I think it's more elegant. And yeah, it looks great. But here's a little tip that I noticed. I haven't seen this before. I love it. He's used the this piece right here. in between the corners. And by doing that, you just create a much more interesting look overall. I would really recommend doing this. You see, there's even these diagonal pieces on the sides here. It makes this feel like the basement is actually holding up the entire mansion. And, better yet, it fits with the overall style of the mansion, which uses these pieces quite often. So, by reusing pieces like this, you create a more consistent and coherent look, and I love that. It makes everything feels like they were built together. And I know it's a small thing, but I love it. So I needed to point that out because it made me happy. Now there's also 2 small tips, actually 3 more tips that I wanted to highlight here. Number 1 is the drainage outlet here. Look at that, it's brilliant. It's just sinister. Now let's have a look at how you build that, because it's only 2 pieces. First of all, you need to go to the dungeon cellar, where you have a very unique piece. It's this one. As you see, it has that grate in it. And then you want to head over to props. And this prop, ooh, where is it? I believe it's in the exterior. Yes, there it is. It's with the statues. There's this big gaping mouth. And let's just merge it. And I would say that you place it there and you move it up a little bit. And suddenly you have a very sinister looking outlet. I thought that was great. You might also notice there's a little bit of blue hue here. I'm gonna guess that that is a blue crystal that you can find in the nature set. Let's see. And by placing it around here, let's see if that does it. Yeah, it's either that or a neon light. I'm not sure, and I don't want to find out. I don't want to dig in there. But that's how you would go about creating a very neat looking drainage grate, just like that. Oh, and I don't have any tips here. I just wanted to point out how beautiful this little garden is. Oh, beautiful. It's so nice when you get to see more of the more mundane parts of TaleSpire builds, and I think that is just gorgeous. This use too of this staircase here, elevating it a little bit so not everything is on the same plane all the time. There's nothing wrong with that, but giving a little bit of elevation, it just brings so much life to your map. I think that's excellent. And the use of coral to create these kind of small grass pieces, yes, very smart. Now while we're out in the garden here, let's have a look at this shack. Look at this beautiful shack. It's built so simply. It's so smart. It's all actual these pieces plus these on top. It's excellent. It actually allows you to do a build that is not following the typical grid, which really creates something a bit more organic overall, which is wonderful. Now all of these pieces, you can find them if you head on over to, and I believe this is miscellaneous exterior. Yes, here we go. We're seeing them right away. So you have the rooftop, is this bridge piece right here. You just rotate it by holding down Alt and placing it as you see fit. Once you have it at the right height that you want it to be, and that might be best decided once you have the actual rod here. So this is the rod he has used. I found it right here. It's originally from the what's it called, the harbor set, I believe. So you can place it down here and just build out the shack overall, like so. And by using these, I'm double clicking and holding down Shift in order to move it around on the plane. You can also do X, and that will make it snap into the other pieces, which then make sure that they are all in the right place. And that allows you to double click and build. You know, you can build something much larger than this too. Just hold down Shift and don't forget to middle click and rotate things as well as you build. That'll create more of a randomized look. Now this is a regular door, and that's pretty easy to find under doors. And of course, in nature, you will find these green leaves that have been used to decorate the top of the shed. I also see, yeah, there are some pieces on the side as well. So you have to rotate them into the right side, hold down Control and Shift until you align them right where they need to be. And suddenly you have a bit of a shack. And that's wonderful. Like, you can really build pretty inventive other buildings by using this super simple method. The drawback is that it is very tedious and not too easy to manage. And that's probably why we are only seeing a small shack here using this method. But hey, I do like it. This build has a wonderful interior, and the one thing I wanted to point out here is that he has used the Desert Village floor tiles for what I assume is a bit of a carpet, or at least a very eccentric decorated floor plan inside this mansion. I think it looks great. It just adds so much personality. Now, these pieces are super easy to find. They're under here in Desert Village, and all you need to do is just match them up. And in order to show you that, let's see here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, for example. Then you have an inner piece that allows you to create inner corners like so. And you can then assemble these this way. I like to place them ahead of time, like so, because then that way I can just put in the corners once I'm ready. Let's add these as well. There we go. And let's find the corner, which is this piece right here. And just take it around like so. And of course, you need the interior as well. And when you combine this with lighting and other details, the players are never going to think that, oh, this is from the desert set. They're just going to see overall a super cool carpet inside of a manor. Probably they won't even think about it. But I am definitely loving it, so that's how we do that. And of course, this entire tour would not be complete without having a quick peek at this wonderful hedge maze. I cannot believe I didn't try this myself before. You've probably deciphered how easy this is to build by now by looking at it. But hey, it's so cool. We need more hedge mazes. There might have been previous hedge mazes built for all I know. This is the first one I've actually seen, and I think it looks excellent. 2 tips about how to build it. First of all, let's have a look at what it consists of. Let's put down some of these nature tiles to create the ground. I'm just gonna drag those out like so. As you know, I always like to rotate things. I won't do it for this tutorial. When you have those, you need to just head on over to nature. Scroll all the way to the right until you find this little piece. And then you just build. So I'm holding down Control and Shift as I am moving it up and down. Let's have a look at that again. I'm going to double click, move this over here, for example, and then hold down Control. Maybe rotate it once, hold down Control, move it up, and there it is. Now, you might feel like, that could be better. So you can merge these a little bit, move them around so it just becomes more randomized. Your players will never realize that these are multiple pieces combined like that, especially if you also add these little leaves to it the way that Eiven has done. Just rotate those around as you see fit. And once you have something that you're kind of like happy with, I'm just gonna quickly create that. There you go. And maybe we put one on top as well. Oh, no, that looks terrible. I'm not gonna do that. So we're just gonna do it there. Oh, my OCD is really kicking in. There we go. Once you have a piece that you're happy with, you can just select all of that. Control C, and make sure that they're on the same height. And then build the hedge maze of your dreams. And here I am just holding down shift, moving around, and using the middle mouse button to rotate. When you have a group of tiles, the way that you have here now, you cannot rotate with Alt, so you're bound to 90 degrees rotations, but that's okay. Now I'm building this kind of quick and dirty here. My recommendation is before you let your players loose in this, make sure that you pick a mini and make sure that you've made it wide enough, because it's easy to not do that. Here you see it's very tight here. I would probably make my maze a little wider if I were to make one, but this works. It works great. Why mess with it? Oh, one little tip here on lighting. When you have a maze like this, make sure that your lighting is from the sides, that you create shadows on the walls. It really helps the players to see it, whereas if you were to do the lighting from like straight up, it might make everything kind of bleed together a bit too much, and it becomes harder to see where the walls are. I'm actually kind of struggling to make that. There you go. See, now you don't have anything that gives an orientation of walls, and I always try to do that in all maps, because once you start to see the shadows a bit more, you can kind of start to be able to tell better what you're looking at. This also really applies with all buildings. Whenever I make a building, I try to make one side in the light, one side in the dark on the corner here, and that just really helps define the build much better, which yeah, also makes for better screenshot, at least in my opinion. So there you have it. That is the well, I'm calling it the hedge maze mansion, but you can find this map as I believe it's called Chalet and Gardens, or is it Chalet and Garden? Either way, I will leave a link to it in the description below so that you can access this amazing map and use it in your own games for free. And more than anything, you can also like it, of course, and follow Eiven and check out all of his other builds. He's got tons of great builds, including these super cool modular build city wall watchtowers. They're just awesome builds for when you need to create a very impressive looking wall. But honestly, all of Eiven's builds, they really come with a level of sophistication and detail that just, it's such a joy to see all his builds. And Eiven, if you're watching this, thank you so much for inspiring me, for teaching me lots of great tricks with your builds. I hope you keep uploading, and I hope you don't mind me going through your build with a fine comb the way that I have. It is yeah, truly a joy to explore this map, and I can tell how much time and passion went into this map, because it's absolutely wonderful. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something new from Eiven, and if you have any questions about building in TaleSpire, please leave a comment below, leave a like on this video, and I will create more stuff. Alright, that's all for now. I'll see you on the TaleSpire Discord.